Okay, this is just a short message from me, Mary Benton, to my friends and family about coronavirus. We are getting a lot of calls and it's quite interesting, they're very different. But I just want to remind you of the Mary Benton school of thought about what makes you happy. You know that number one is your health. If you don't have your health, it doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank, you can't possibly be living the best life that you could live. So your health is number one important. You know, number two is having a home, a roof over your head that you can count on, that no one can throw you out of, with a beautiful space that you love and you feel relaxed, your sanctuary. You know that it includes having no debt, no personal debt. So they're the things you need to be striving towards. And then you need to have really good relationships and lots of memories. You need to have good family around you, good friends around you, and get out and do things, right? That's your fourth. And your fifth is cash flow. You need cash flow to be able to make all that happen. So they're the really important things in life. And if you had that, your whole life will be really happy. So let's just talk about those in order, because the very first thing is health. So at the moment, with this scare around, it seems that it is quite contagious. So the transmission rate is 1 in 4. So if you get it, you'll like to infect 4 other people, and then those 4 will infect another 16, etc. So it can spread quite quickly. That's the reason that the government has obviously started shutting down things and trying to get large group gatherings not to happen, etc. They're trying to control the spread because they haven't yet got a vaccine. But obviously they're working on the vaccine worldwide and they've thrown their best teams at it. And when this vaccine comes out, it will be administered by government, so it's not going to be, PBS stuff or whatever. This is going to be free for oldies and really, cheap or negligible for the rest of us. So they are throwing their best teams at it, but the estimate of how long that's going to take is probably somewhere around worst case 18 months, but 9 months. So expect that the Northern Hemisphere will go through a summer and we will go through a winter here in Australia with it. And flu viruses, this one's more like a pneumonia virus, but a flu virus is less virulent in the heat and more virulent obviously when it's cold weather. We've had some crazy weather just lately, so that's why it seems to have starting to take effect. But what that means as well is that you will see periods of lockdowns and self-isolation or whatever. Take that seriously. I know that that's going to cause massive impact on some people with employment. It's going to cause a bit of disruption around your house and your household, and it's not great when you go to the supermarkets and you see all the empty shelves, because it makes you want to start hoarding as well. But instead of joining the herd mentality, let's just stand back and be calm about this. This is a health scare. We need to take it seriously. And if you or one of your loved ones, you live with somebody who is frail, or they've got heart issues or respiratory issues or immune system issues already, then you and those people need to take this really seriously. And so just be aware and look after each other. We're going to start doing our meetings via phone or online. Not because I'm worried about spreading it or anything. We're all really fit and healthy here, but just in case, I want you to have the option to do that. If you want to still come to the office, that's fine. But we're gonna obviously be setting that up for everybody and giving everybody the option of what they do. So look after your health and that first of your loved ones. Don't get caught up in the scare about this. Be ready. Eat healthily. Get out in the sunshine. Go and do things where you can do them on your own or with people that you know and trust, and still keep doing that. Right? Don't let this stop you and let this scare you. Stop listening to the news if you need to, because sometimes it does overplay, because that's how they sell newspapers and that's how they sell TV news programs and advertising space. So they're going to always be pointing out every single person in the world that's got any sort of public profile. Don't watch that necessarily, but just make sure you're eating really well, you're exercising well, and that you're being considerate of the next person. And as I say, if you've got people in your household that are prone to getting this, and pneumonia would be difficult for them, then make sure that you take that really seriously as well and let your employers know. The second thing obviously is about your home. So if you are isolated at home, use the opportunity to, if you can't work, to do a bit of the stuff around the house that you wanted to do. Paint something, plant something, fix something. Just keep making your space beautiful. You've got to work on still debt, and debt is our biggest issue in the Western world. now's probably not the time to be stressing about it. If you've already been working to a program of paying down debt, you've put yourself in the best possible position you can. If you've got no debt, you're in a great position. So just sit there knowing that you've got those tick, 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 those things kicked off, right? And then in terms of relationships and creating memories, keep doing that. This is a health scare. We are going to get through it. There will be a vaccine at some point. Generally, when you have like a new strain of a flu virus or something, it does go around twice, it does mutate, but sometimes it mutates so that it's less virulent rather than more virulent. So you just don't know which way it's going to go. So just still create memories. Remember this, mark this down as, do you remember that time that coronavirus, came around the world? And basically the world shut down for 2 weeks or something. And that brings us on to the fifth point, which is cash flow. I know some of you are really worried about your super and your shares and should you move to cash. The problem with this is we don't know when it's going to end, but we do know it's temporary. It's not going to, crash markets worldwide permanently. It will have a temporary setback on GDP and the growth rate, which was heading nicely worldwide to around 3%. So we were starting to come into full recovery when this hit. That strength is still there. All of those orders, etc., are still there. But along the way, there are going to be some short-term casualties. And if you are one of those, and I really feel for you, please call me if there's a problem with cash flow or anything. Hopefully you've got yourself the first 4, ticked off and in good shape, so that when you get to the 5th one, this is a temporary patch and you've got to get yourself through it. All right, but call me if you get stuck on any of this. Now, with all of that, I know I've had questions about, is our money safe in the bank? Again, it's herd mentality. If you stay calm and you keep passing that calmness on to everybody around you, sensibly calm, then there's unlikely to be a run on money at the bank. The government still has a government bank guarantee in place that any money up to $250,000 in any one bank, in any one person's name, is still covered by a government bank guarantee. So you cannot lose that money. That doesn't mean they wouldn't put restrictions on you going and getting it all out in one go to put under the bed, but there's no risk to your money sitting in the bank. And similarly, your money in shares, as the share market drops, if you've got cash on the sidelines, it will be an opportunity to buy. I will be investing some more of my super money because, like you, I have some in cash and some in shares, so I'll be putting more into shares. But I'm not doing it just yet because I'm just waiting to see where this is heading. It could be that we're not quite at the bottom of it yet. The way that might help you to think about this is 2020 is going to be a year of coronavirus. 2021, there will be a recovery. We just need to put our heads down. We've been through worse than this before. And the good stuff about it, the good thing about it, so always look for why is this happening. The good thing about it is it will hopefully get us back to the things that matter. Friends, health, getting out in the sunshine, cooking more ourselves rather than eating out. I mean, sorry for restaurants and that out there. But doing things that actually are social, doing things that actually manage our cash flow really well, because most of us do not need as much cash to live on as we think we do. It's marketing hype. So if we can be cooking 2 lots of whatever we need at each meal and putting the rest away for the next day, for lunches or for freezer, etc., and get back into the habits of doing that the real way, using real food, less food wastage, we're actually all going to be a better society anyway out of this. And those habits can then stay with us when we get through this. So they're going to put us in a strong position going forwards as well. All right, now if anybody is out of this still feeling stress or anxiety, I want you to call me. I have a modality, a skill that I can work with you on to remove stress quite quickly. We can do it over the phone, we can do it online, or you can do it face to face if you want to. But so call me. Don't think that you're on your own on this, because you're not. I will update you as I find out more, but at the moment, that's my position, is sit tight. Don't sell now to lock in any losses on your investments. Focus on what really matters, and that is all of the things I just went through. All right, you take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.